WWE loves heel champions. If you look across the WWE extended universe and all their brands, you will see that all the male world champions or brand champions are currently heels. You got Roman Reigns, who's the Universal Champion on SmackDown, Bobby Lashley, who's the Raw WWE Champion, Karrion Kross, who's on NXT, and he is the NXT Champion, as well as Walter. If you go to NXT UK, he's the NXT UK Champion. So all the dominant, like, main brand champions are all heels. So that's kind of got us thinking, does WWE have a problem with heel champions? Do they have too many right now in the main event spot on all their brands, and not in any baby faces in this spot? And is that a problem?
I think it can be a problem, but honestly, I give them credit where credit's due when they deserve it. And I think they've done this actually very well as far as the heel champions. I think they've done the heel champion thing run very well, honestly. Who would deny the fact that Walter is amazing, and Walter deserves to have a belt around his
Hell
waist.
yeah, bro!
In Roman Reigns, I'm sorry, Roman. This is the best I've seen Roman Reigns in a very long time. Like, Roman doesn't, in my opinion, Roman never needs to be a face ever again. In my opinion,
he will be eventually. He will naturally become a baby face because the fans will love him.
Right, because he was such a phenomenal heel. But honestly, I don't see it being a problem. I don't see it hindering anything. The only heel champion that I am bothered by, and this is the one we talked about earlier, is Karrion Kross.
And why is that?
Well, one, he looks unbeatable. You know what I mean? And that's fine, especially since he is a heel. But it makes, like we said earlier, it makes boring championship matches. Like, I mean, you go to see the talent he's fighting against. This is going to be a good match. He gets in, he squashes him. You're like, well, it's not worth watching, And what direction are they going with now? Since he fought pretty much 5 of the top talent on NXT and squashed them all. Like, what exactly are you going for here? So he's probably the worst heel champion. Not saying he's bad, but he's probably the worst heel champion in that group.
Right, and for me, it isn't about a specific wrestler, right? So right. I think you have to have dominant heel champions, right, to get to dominant face champions, to dominant good guys. The issue I have with WWE and the male world champions they have Bianca Belair who's a face and she's a women's world champion on SmackDown. Right. But the problem I have with these guys here is that it shows that WWE across all their brands are all thinking and doing the same thing, and I don't think that's good. Because right. the entire reason for having different brands is that, okay, if you don't like Raw, well, WWE has SmackDown, and you can keep up with what SmackDown's doing, and it might be different, and that might draw you into it. Or if you don't like NXT, look at what NXT UK, or, like that's the whole reason you have different brands, to right. bring in people. But when you're doing the same thing, when you're just building unbeatable, dominant champions, heel champions on every show, everything kind of becomes the same, and you're telling the same stories. You're having similar matches. You're having similar feuds, and you're kind of left wondering what's the redeemable qualities of any of these shows if the bad guys are always going to win, right? And that's only part of it. But I think it's time to have a little bit of parity. It's time to have a little bit of diversity in the end goals and the planning and the booking of these people, because look at all these guys here, great athletes, great performers. I'm not saying they don't deserve to be champions at all. I'm just saying to have all of them be as dominant as they are, as big as they are, as heelish as they are, it just shows that WWE, I think, is just thinking the same thing, and they're lacking a bit of diversity as far as the ideas that are coming out of the booking committees. And I don't think that shows a good thing, because you want to have different things. Like, look, my thing is, if I'm WWE, NXT UK and NXT shouldn't be having the same dominant storylines.
Right.
That Raw and SmackDown shouldn't be having the same like dominant storylines. But what are we seeing? Oh, the Hurt Business dominating on Raw. The Samoan Dynasty, whatever, was dominating on SmackDown. Roman Reigns group. What are we seeing in NXT UK and NXT? Karrion Kross dominating. Walter having an 800-day NXT UK title streak, which is amazing. You know, Walter did it first before any of these guys. But you know, it gets to a point where you're just like, what are they doing different? And why should I watch all these different programs if I'm just getting the same, you know, main event storylines out of everything?
Exactly. And I totally agree. Like, I mean, that's part of what I was saying with Karrion Kross. Like, it's in general, it's just the same thing. You're seeing the same thing, and it's getting boring. You know?
Yeah. And look, it's one of those things. Like Walter, man, I don't know what they're doing. Look, this is just a side. Everyone knows how I feel about Walter. He's the greatest,
yes,
greatest ever. He should be. You know who takes the. You know what? You know who takes the world championship, the universal championship off Roman Reigns? Fucking Walter. Fucking Walter. Do it. Do a double. do a little bit of a double turn right there. Like Walter. I want Walter to be a universal champion for 1,000 days.
But that's another
2,000 days. 3,000 days. 4,000. 20 years of Walter is what I want on WWE. I think Walter will carry that company for the next
who is beating Walter right now? Nobody.
800. He's been champion for 800 days. Over 2 years, 2.5 years. He's been champion. Think about that.
In UK, in NXT UK has good talent too, but he's just that dominant.
I'm telling you, man. We said it before. Bring in Grado in NXT UK.
I was just about to say that. Bring Grado.
Like, dude. I don't even care. I won't be mad if they stole my idea. Bring in Grado. Have him get his ass kicked by Walter multiple times, and then eventually have him beat Walter in like the main event of NXT UK Omania,
right?
And then have Walter walk into the main roster and, you know, get jobbed out to Keith Lee on Superstars or something. Which, okay, don't do that. No, keep Walter. Walter, go to AEW. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.